Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. Today we continue our work on the desert house for the Elm Hill City Zoo. And today it is time to add the Fennec Foxes to our zoo. In the last episode we started the work on our desert house for the Elm Hill City Zoo and we created a lovely habitat for the meerkats. In case you haven't seen that video, I will put the link down in the description and on the screen so you can go and check it out and see how we started this whole building. So basically today we are adding the second animal from the Africa pack to our zoo, and it is a lovely Fennec Fox. I was super excited when I found out that they will be added to the game because I think that they are really fun addition. They are really small, they are in fact the smallest canid in the world, and they are also really interesting with their large ears and their interesting behaviors. So their addition to the game is something that I was very happy about because, as I told you guys before, I love small animals in this game. I love creating habitats for them, and this is basically another small habitat animal that we have and that we can build something cool for. It is actually a bit hard for me to choose which is my favorite animal from the new pack. I obviously love the meerkats, as I told you in my last video. I love them in the real life, but the Fennec Fox and its model are so spot on. Its behaviors and those sounds are perfect. I really also like the color variations of the Fennec Fox. And yeah, I think that it can actually be my favorite animal from the new pack. I don't know, it is somewhere very close between the meerkat and the Fennec Fox. It's hard for me to decide, but yeah, I love both of those animals and I am super happy that we finally have them in the Planet Zoo. It is simply amazing. I am in love with this new pack. I love it more and more each day. At first I wasn't so excited about it, but now I just simply love it. I love almost all the pieces, the building pieces. I love all the animals, and yeah, I cannot wait to introduce them all to the Elm Hill City Zoo and to the Desert Adventure Park, because I have some really cool ideas about their habitats and about how I want to showcase them in my zoos. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's build a really cool habitat for Fennec Fox today. As you could see, I already had a foundation for this habitat done in the previous video. So I had the barriers, I had the walls. So in this video, I just started, to make those barriers a bit tidier. I made this curb around the barrier, and now I'll be starting to work on the outside part. I mean the habitat itself. I also wanted to continue this background that we created last time in this habitat. So, those habitats are basically next to each other, so I didn't want to make them totally different. They have similar parts, but some of the things inside of this habitat will be still different, as you will obviously be able to see by the end when the habitat is finished. I wanted to give it a slightly different vibe or twist. So yeah, I will tell you in a minute what will be different about this habitat. Just as in the Meerkat Habitat, I also included this new enrichment thing, I mean this tunnel that animals can use to move from the outside part and to the inside part of the habitat. It is working really well, they use it all the time, which I'm really happy about. Again, this habitat, as I told you just a second ago, will have like an indoor and the outdoor part. It is because we are building in the temperate biome, so we need to have a place where the animals can spend the winter and colder months. So the indoor part of the habitat isn't just a shelter, it is like a separate habitat, so it is still decorated. It is still looking very, very cool because the animals will spend their, almost half a year in there. So I also want to give them really, really cool, the area to live, just basically almost half a year. Let me just tell you that both the meerkat and the Fennec Fox habitats, they are on this like smaller side. We are still building a city zoo. The habitats aren't always like the largest ones. I think that they are still like, the size is just right for those animals. The meerkats often have really tiny exhibits in zoos. They are, not 100% happy about the space. Both of those animals need like surprisingly a lot of space in the game. For example, meerkats, they need, like, one of them needs 180 square meters, which is like try to compare it to your own apartment. I don't know where you live, but the average apartment in Poland, it is like 45 to 60 square meters. So imagine that the meerkats needs at least 3 of those apartments to be happy in the game. In the real life, I think that some of their habitats in zoos, they have like 30 square meters or something. So yeah, 180 square meters is quite large for them, as I think. It is always good to give the animals a big space, but in that case I don't think that they need like a large habitat like this. Still, I think that my meerkat habitats, they have like 130 square meters of traversable area. When it comes to the Fennec Foxes, it is about 170 or something, so they're a bit too small for them, but I am trying to play this game in the realistic kind of way, so I don't bother too much about it. They're still happy because I have the welfare turned on to 100%. They will still be breeding, and as long as it looks good and as long as it doesn't look too small for them, which it completely doesn't look that way, that it's too small, I am totally fine with it. So just as with the meerkat habitats, I also added here a lot of fruits and Spanish moss from the South America pack. I think that they look so cool with the desert rocks. They give this very dry, arid climate feeling, which I love. Also, you could see me building a shelter for this outside part of the habitat. The Fennec Foxes, they love those caves. They love the crevices between the rocks. They dig their own burrows. So I wanted to give them a burrow or a shelter outside. I came up with this idea after finishing the background, so I had to cover some of it. Initially, I wanted to build something like a rock cave for them from the rocks, just simply adding rocks and creating a cave. But then I came up with an idea to build something like ruins, like Egyptian ruins in the middle of the desert. They are abandoned, so the Fennec Foxes are living in them. So I had this idea of building this opening or doors. They are using this small opening from the aquatic like pack from the fake rocks, which I am very happy about. So yeah, I created like these ruins that are slightly damaged, that they give this feeling that there was a pile of rocks that fell on them. They are a bit destroyed, and the foxes are living in them, and I really like it. I also added some of the plants like on those rocks, just to give it like this old overgrown feeling that those ruins were abandoned lots of time ago. I also didn't like mention it last time when we were building the habitat for meerkats, that I really love the new plants, the new foliage that came with the Africa pack. I love the new palm trees and those dragon trees, but the best thing about this new pack when it comes to the foliage is this new grass, because it is so versatile. You can actually use it in all of the biomes, I think, and it looks really cool. You can like use it instead of the grass, like the long grass from the terrain tools in the game, and it looks super cool, and animals are actually going through it, not like over it or something, which I love. It's not like a elephant grass that the animals cannot cross. And really, it is looking so cool, and so realistic to have those piles of grass in between rocks and so on. So I love using that. Even though I like built only 2 habitats with it, I am in love, and I know that I will be using it simply everywhere. I was a bit more careful about the traversable area in this habitat, because when I built the habitat for meerkats, I accidentally destroyed a lot of the traversable area with those small aquatic rocks. And so on, so that the meerkats couldn't use like a half of the enclosure, so I had to delete some of them, unfortunately. So here I didn't want to make too many of those like hills and so on, so that those foxes have more space to roam around. So I focused on the 2 main areas. I sunk in this large log that is looking really cool, like a high point of this habitat. I also used did this cool little rock formation near the wall, near the meerkat habitat, and I focused most of the rocks near those 2 areas. I also focused them a bit more near the this cave, this ruined cave. And I obviously added maybe not too much foliage, because I still wanted this habitat to look like a desert. But there are always some weeds that are simply hard to control. They grow everywhere. So yeah, some of those plants are weeds. Some of them were planted in here intentionally, and that's how all the foliage came together inside of this habitat. I also added some of those baskets for the Fennec Foxes. I thought of them as small shelters for them to sleep in. I'm sure that in the real life they would use it. In the game they unfortunately cannot go inside, but I think that it is looking really cool. And I also added a basking lamp or a heat lamp for them with this rock that they can climb there and lay in the warm spot. So yeah, I created this lamp myself. Again, it is not functional, but I thought that it is looking very cool, and something for the sake of realism of this habitat. Those foxes there needs a lot of heat. When I went through the habitats of them on the zoo chat, so when I was looking for inspiration, almost in every habitat, it doesn't matter if it's like outdoor and indoor, they have like those basking lamp where they can, lie under them and, grab some heat for them. So I definitely wanted to give them that, so I decided to add this lamp. There will be also one in the inside part of this habitat that you'll be able to see very, very soon. To finish things off, like on the outside part, I will add some more foliage, some more rocks and some branches, and also some enrichment items and the food tray and water bowls. Again, the keeper is only able to use the outside part, so I wanted all the like food things for the keeper to be on the outside part. They won't be able to go in the inside part because I didn't want to make those sliding doors out of the scale. I wanted the animals to use them, not the humans. I will add, just like we did with the meerkats, another pair of doors for the inside part of this habitat. They obviously won't be usable. We cannot add two sets of habitat doors for one habitat, so that those ones inside will be just implied and won't be functioning. And now guys, I have a small announcement to make. So I'm taking part in Cangothon 2021. Maybe you heard about it already or read about it somewhere on the social media. The Cangothon 2021 is a special event that will happen over the next week. It will happen over the weekend from the 22nd to the 25th of July. And this is an event when a lot of content creators and streamers come together for the good cause. And this cause is to help the Congo Wildlife Ranch in the South Africa. So the Congo Park was heavily affected by the COVID pandemic, and it basically has no funds for the food of animals, from the wages for the staff, so it is in a very dramatic situations. So we as content creators and streamers will be releasing videos and will be streaming, and it will be all focused about raising funds for the Congo Wildlife Ranch. So this whole initiative is started and coordinated by Posley. I'm sure you know this guy if you are a fan of Planet Zoo YouTube videos. So yeah, he brought together many content creators and streamers, and we'll be all working together as a team on this cause to raise funds on this weekend. And I am super proud to be taking part in it. I am also super grateful to Posley for being loud about it, being such a lovely person, coordinating it, giving his free time to this cause. It is just simply amazing. He and his team, they do such a wonderful job, such a lovely initiative, and I am super happy that there are people like that on the world that want to make a difference, because without it I don't even want to start to think what would happen to those animals in this park, because this situation is sort of dramatic. They don't have any money to spend for the food for those animals. So please, if you only can, spare $1, 1 penny, euro or something, please do so. Please be active during the event next week. I have something really cool planned for the Cangothon. My video will be something fun, so I hope that you will enjoy it and that it will make some good, maybe it will convince someone to donate money for this lovely park that is in desperate need. If you like to know more about the situation of the Congo Wildlife Park and about the Cangothon, I will put the link down in the description to Postslay videos where he describes it more, what happened, why we are doing it, and what is simply Cangothon. You can actually start to donate now, so I will also put the link down to the GoFundMe page where you can donate some money. I will for sure donate, and I will be happy to do it because I care deeply about the welfare of animals, and those people just seem so miserable. They are so also passionate about the animals, and you can see the sadness on their faces. So I really want to help, and I hope that my video will do something good. And I cannot wait for this event because I think that we can do a lot of good things for this park. So please mark in your calendars Cangothon 2021, 22nd to 25th of July. Please watch as many videos as you can by other content creators. Please donate. It would be like super nice of you, and yeah, I will for sure see you during this event, and I will continue to remind you about it, so you could mark the dates in your calendar and don't forget it because it is really important. Okay, while I was talking about the Cangothon, we already did some work on the inside part of this habitat. We did again the background, which is also really similar to the Meerkat one. And now we'll start to work on some details of this indoor part of the habitat. I really wanted to, continue this theme of the Egyptian ruins here in the inside part. I wanted to make it more themed. I normally don't do it because it's simply not my style, but here I thought that it will look very cool. The desert house is like Indian something really themed because it's simply desert inside of the temperate zoo, so it is something not really natural, but yeah, this is something that I went for. So we'll have all those ruins in here so that the Fennec Foxes could roam around them. I will also add some pots and some vases, just to give this this ancient vibe to it. And also I'll add a lot of plants and so on, so it will look like very old ruins, which are Indian artificial, but they could easily look like they were located somewhere in Egypt or something. So yeah, this is something what I was going for. So while I'm working on the inside part, I want to give you guys some fun facts about the Fennec Foxes. So, as you probably see, the Fennec Foxes have very large ears, and those ears have two main functions. Firstly, the ears help the foxes to stay cool as they lose a lot of heat through the ears. It is one of many adaptations of the foxes that they have developed for surviving harsh desert environments. Secondly, thanks to the ears and developed hearing sense, they can actually hear their prey underground, so they can dig it out. It is super fascinating. Like, imagine just walking around and hearing the bugs that are inside the ground below you, or some moles or other small creatures. Like, this is simply mind-blowing to me and super fascinating. The Fennec Fox is actually the smallest fox on Earth. Despite living on the desert, it has a really dense fur, and it is because the temperatures on the desert, they vary a lot between the day and night. So in the night the temperatures go down, and the Fennec Fox is mostly active during the night, so it needs some additional cover to withstand the night temperatures. But it also has some extra furry feet to protect its paws from the hot sand. The thick fur also gives an extra traction while maneuvering across loose sand and dunes. Fennec foxes are highly social animals. They live in the groups of up to 10 individuals, and the number of the herd actually varies and is determined by the amount of food resources available in its territory. Both young and adult Fennec foxes use a lot of vocalizations. They bark, chatter, growl, breathe, howl, and so on to communicate with each other. What is really interesting is that the Fennec fox doesn't need to drink water. It is very well adapted to the desert life, and it stays hydrated by eating leaves, roots, and fruits. Their kidneys are especially adapted to conserve water. They can obtain moisture from the food they eat. So yeah, those were our fun facts. I hope you guys could learn something from them. The Fennec foxes are definitely very interesting animals. And as I told you guys before, I am super happy that they were added to the Planet Zoo game. As you can see, we are continuing the work on the inside part of the habitats. We are adding a lot of foliage that normally wouldn't grow outside. We can totally use it in here in this controlled environment. So I am using a lot of those cactuses. I am using palm trees and so on, and I think that it looks really cool at the end. I forgot to mention one thing. Last time I told you guys about the television show that I watched when I was a child about the meerkats. I mean, like a soap opera, or about the meerkats, about their adventures. And I checked how it was actually called, and the name of this show was The Meerkat Manor. Yes, I finally remembered. It was simply amazing because you followed those adventures of the family of the meerkats, how they were fighting the predators, how they were hunting for foods, and how they were competing with those other groups of meerkats. And it was really fascinating to see their life up close. And in case you wondered, the name of the show was The Meerkat Manor. It was on the Animal Planet channel. So yeah, it was simply amazing. Also, some of you suggested that we should call one of the meerkats Timon, just like in the Lion the King movie. I am totally for it. We can do it. I loved the Lion King when I was a child, so yeah, we can definitely do it. I will call one of the meerkats Timon, and we have a Timon in our zoo. And when we will add the warthogs, I hope that we'll add them at some point. We will call one of them Pumbaa, so that we can have Timon and Pumbaa in our zoo, and have this iconic Lion King team in here. So at the end of this video, I will work a bit on the outside part of the habitat. I will do the planter. I will also add some custom billboards, which I created in canva.com as always, and that you can actually download for my Discord server. The link is down in the description. I always put all the custom billboards on my Discord server, so if you want to use it in your zoos, you are welcome to do so. I recently uploaded all the missing ones, so if you liked any of the custom billboards from my last videos, definitely join our Discord so you can download them yourself. I also done a small part of the outside part of this habitat, because we will actually have 2 more videos on the desert house in the Elm Hill City Zoo. In the next video, we'll add another animal to this desert house, another desert animal. The habitat for it looks really cool. I think it is one of my favorites so far, so definitely don't miss it. I already finished it, of course. so this video will be out soon, and then we'll have another one, another video on the desert house, like the final one, when we will like finish it, when we'll like put some finishing touches, like do the interior, do the outside part, just as we did with the small mammal house, and then I will give you guys a tour around the desert house in the Elm Hill City Zoo. Obviously we are focusing more right now on the Elm Hill City Zoo than on the Desert Adventure Park, but don't worry, we'll be back to this park very soon. I just wanted to like finish this desert house, like focus fully on it, so I won't miss any of my ideas and so on. Okay guys, this is all that I have for you today. Please enjoy the rest of this speed build. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and if you want to see me build more of those realistic zoo habitats. New subscribers really help my channel to grow, so I will be very grateful for all the new faces. If you like this video guys, please give it a big thumbs up down below, ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and comment down below if you enjoyed my video. If you have any recommendations for my future videos, those are always very welcome. I try to reply to all the comments, so your comments for sure won't be unnoticed. Thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!